Another day, another session, another visit to the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal, and another cup of tea to kick off with as well. I played football last night, first time I've played in months, so as you can imagine I felt it this morning. I don't set the alarm for these sessions that I'm doing at the moment. It fits in nicely with where I'm at the present time, but I was up about 5:20 a.m. make a flask, load the car, down the canal, have an hour and a half, then get back home and get on with the other stuff that I have to do. Fitting in very nicely, as I say, at this current time with things that I'm involved with. I've got a little orange tip sticking out the water, and I will be back with a good gin. That's my prediction for today. So next time you see me, I'll have a gudgeon to show you. I meant a roach. First fish, lively as they often are out the water. At least I'm off the mark, aren't I, whatever the species. I often make reference to the fact that there's no comments option on YouTube. That's just a time management thing, nothing untoward or sinister going on. I do have a guest book though on my website, and I don't get many comments. I'd like more because it's nice to interact with people, probably because I'm not controversial, because that's often what gets people hitting the keyboard, isn't it? But Jim posted yesterday, very nice post. It's always good to hear from people, so he's getting a little bit more back into his angling as well. Great to hear there, Jim. And in all the time that I've had a website, I've never had to block a comment. So that's quite something, isn't it? I do approve them manually, but that's only because somebody could decide to spam, couldn't they, and post the same thing a dozen times or more, and then you'd have it all clogged up. So you'd have to then go through deleting them. So if you post a comment, I look forward to hearing from you. And if you're like me, an angler, then it's always nice to talk with other fishermen in a nice way, not in a confrontational, argumentative manner, but in a nice way, to encourage people. It's good to do that. And do you know, the more we encourage other people, the more we are built up ourselves. It's like sowing seeds. Sow seeds of kindness and you reap them in return. Sow seeds of hostility and aggression, and that's the harvest that you get at the end of the day. Let's see if I can add to that roach, shall we? After lots of roach activity, I knew I'd get one in the end, because they are fairly prolific in this section from what I can see. A gudgeon. I do go through the tackle I fish with on a regular basis, but of course there's always someone watching for the first time, so I tend to maybe show it briefly. There you can see the rod that I'm fishing with. It's a graze rod. It's a small Shimano reel, and I've got quite a small Drennan float, 0.6 grams, 4-pound mainline, 2.5-pound fluorocarbon. It's a length of 5 feet, so you can't really call it a hook length. Loop to loop knot, and then the little shot. I talk so much about that. That's important when you fish the canals. Often a tow on there, even if no boats are coming through, there's often a flow, so that anchors the bait on the deck. And then a size 18 hook, Drennan super specialist. I've been fishing with those for years, and I'm a great believer that if something's not broke, don't fix it. And I'm putting out brown crumb and mixed maggots. I do have a couple of sacks of brown crumb at home, so I get through that quite a lot. It's a great way of building the swim up without overfeeding the fish. The sun's up now. The day is well and truly underway. I'll be on my way shortly. I've caught small roach and gudgeon. Obviously the former, nothing special about those as such, but I do enjoy catching the latter. They're not as common as people would like them to be, because I do get people say to me, I haven't caught a gudgeon for years. I'd like to get one on the bank. Well, I've had a certain amount of gudgeon activity this morning. So just small fish, they are the mini species after all. I'm not complaining. If you are out fishing yourself today or this week, tight lines, and like I have today, even if you don't catch anything big, enjoy.